truthful. And the reason why is that, we live in an era that has given up on even the concept of truth, right? We live in an era that's skeptical about the truth, that thinks you have your truth and I have my truth. Relativism, subjectivism reigns supreme. And scholars at EPPC kind of like stake all of our work on the proposition that there is a truth. There's a truth about the human person. There's a truth about justice. There's a truth about ethics. And all of those things should influence what good public policy looks like. And so to a certain extent, what we're doing at EPPC is trying to get every one of our man-made laws to reflect the truth about the human person.
I don't think I can describe EPPC with one word. I would say principled and impactful. They stick to what they believe in, and they find ways of making those principles a reality.
Strategic, a force for good, because it captures something. There's an integrity. I think that's another word that I would use to describe EPPC. There's an integrity. We know what we believe. We stand on the truth. And yet there's also a creativity and a strategic mindset that says, all right, these are the challenges we face. Now what? What are we going to do? How are we going to shape this? How are we going to affect this for good?
If I had to define EPPC into one word, which is difficult, there's so many things to capture this organization, I would just say integrity. And the reason I say that is because I think one of the things I appreciate most about EPPC, and that I think Washington, D.C. appreciates about EPPC, is that the scholars here are people of integrity and principle. We are deeply principled, again, founded on a Judeo-Christian worldview and moral order, but people of really high character and integrity that aren't just going to be kind of bought by lobbyists or different political factions. Like, we're grounded in deep principles. And that actually, I think, is really what allows us to do our work effectively. We can build bridges and coalitions and work with people who disagree with us. But at the end of the day, I think what is clear to anyone is that an EPPC scholar is not going to compromise on their principles. And, we can work with people who disagree with us, but we're just people of really high integrity that are not going to be swayed by prophets or people who are in power. We're going to speak what is true, and we will do so with charity and respect, but we will not compromise the truth. And so I think that is one of the ways I would summarize EPPC is just really, really high integrity.
Well, I think the one word that I would use to describe EPPC would be principled. We have stayed true to our mission over the decades. We'll continue to do so. We will adapt to different political climates, but we always have our North Star to follow. And our North Star is the set of founding principles that this country has and the moral tradition that underlies and animates and sustains them.
If I were to describe the EPPC in one word, I would say thoughtful. Because the EPPC models a form of engagement with the culture that seeks the truth and yet seeks to find the truth and express the truth in a generous, thoughtful, and clear manner.
The one word would be serious. This is a serious place. Not in the sense of glum, not in the sense of there's never any fun, but these are serious people. We are serious people working on serious issues in a serious way. And that's a great privilege, actually. That's a great privilege. And every time we get together for a picnic or a meal here in the office, we always thank God for giving us the privilege of working on great questions with great people.
I would describe EPPC as timely. It is here for such a time as this. It is meeting the moment. It is addressing the vital issues of our day with courage, conviction, and wisdom.
Ultimately, EPPC stands for the moral foundations of the American political project. And so, to me, it's identified with the roots of our traditions. And if I had to pick one word, particularly because that word matters to me, I would say that EPPC speaks for our tradition. And tradition is the word that comes to mind first and foremost.